Hi, this is Bug Boy, and I just wanted to say some dirty limericks for a bunch of dirty friends of mine. There once was a man named David, whose kink was being enslaved. In latex or rubber, ball gags gave him chubbers, and in his circle he was the least of the depraved. There once was a man named Iding, who in his ass had a habit of hiding, both things large and tiny, and in some cases spiny. With the right lube, it's just a matter of sliding. There was a man named Hugo from France, who liked to shed clothes when he danced. All it took was a beat to get him to show off his meat. The first thing to go were his pants. There was an individual named Nick, who rejoiced in polishing his stick. One day he rubbed with such directive that his prick became reflective. Now women gather round it to apply their lipstick. There's a man in jolly old England called Sizemore, who visits 7 chemists a day where he buys more. Capsules, tablets, and pills. Says he, I have more sex than hot meals. The Viagra allows me to rise more. There was a fellow with poor hygiene named Frank, whose prick was unwashed so it stank. Whilst fucking a pirate, the sailor yelled, here's some soap, try it. Said Francis, I'd rather walk the plank. In LA lived a fine fellow named Justin, who used to pilfer used condoms from dustbins. It wasn't because he was cheap or that he was some kind of creep. Said he, it's only the dirtiest sex after which I am lustin'. There was once son of Peter named Logan, who was known as a sexual shogun. His conquests were mighty, though his tighties were whitey. I'm a geek made for bangin' was his slogan. There was a hot broad named Pat, who was always in heat like a cat. The men lined up for miles, they all had on smiles, though instead of swallowing, she spat. There was once a saucy tart named Amy, whose bits always smelled kind of gamey. But no matter the stench, she was a hell of a wench. Hey, I fucked her, come on, can you blame me? Let me tell you a story of Jen, who was a shy girl except for when she saw a big phallus, her eyes filled with malice, and her libido went from 0 to 10. There once was a man named Moore, who was so incredibly sure that pornographers lewd were filming him nude. His paranoia was of the most pure.